In the conflict between the centralization and decentralization of power, and wherever you fall on that philosophically, there are some people who believe that the centralization of power is such a danger that we should constantly fight against that. Once upon a time, I proposed a class of technologies that I call decentralized distribution devices that are sold at a dirt cheap price. I proposed that technology as a buttress against the centralization of power. I believe that this is something we should take very, very seriously. It's possible that power is already so centralized that there is no possible way we can fight against this. But I am not such a pessimistic person. I believe in what Admiral Stockdale called the Stockdale paradox. He noticed that during the times of being a POW in the Vietnam War, the people who were most likely to survive were the ones who had that paradoxical combination of optimism and realism. The people who were pure realists ended up becoming pessimists and talked themselves into oblivion. And the people who were pure optimists, who didn't have any sense of realism, ended up going crazy because the great day that they knew would come was never coming, and they had the day-to-day struggles of being a POW. But it was that paradoxical combination of those two things that allowed the people who survived the POW experience to survive. If one believes Admiral Stockdale's hypothesis, and he is a uniquely qualified man to comment on it, so I certainly wouldn't dispute it. And it's a phenomenon that we can observe in our own lives. When we combine optimism with realism, we tend to thrive. And I think it's very reasonable to assume that since every time power has been centralized throughout history, it has been abused, that we should be fighting against it constantly. So in what way can you disrupt the centralization of power? How can you make it more difficult for the would-be controllers of the world to allow their plans to unfold? I would like that seed to just germinate in your mind, and for you to think of ways that you can do that and to turn that into some form of economic advantage, because I will guarantee that you will have allies in your fight against the centralization of power who will avail of your centralization disrupting services.